Hey, everybody, and welcome to my crypto cheat sheet part three. Three. Phil show. Okay, three. We've had part one and part two. We've unveiled 6 coins already. And if you haven't watched those earlier videos, please check out part one and part two. And today we're going to go into three more coins, three more tokens. Wherever you are in the world, in the globe, thank you and welcome to Tribal Trading. So appreciate you tuning in. And if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor and smashing the like, subscribing, hit the bell notification so you know when there will be a new video for part 4 that will be coming out. Really appreciate that. I have a ton of referral links also in the description, all different kinds of exchanges. Please find the exchange that you prefer and would like to trade on in your country jurisdiction. And there are some great rewards that each of these exchanges will give, whether it be free crypto or reduced trading fees. And NordVPN, make sure you're trading with a NordVPN to keep your privacy and security there. There's a referral link there. I'll also get some rewards. You get a couple of free months, I think, through using my link with NordVPN. Just check with the rewards that you'll get with that. And you'll get some goodies. I'll get some goodies. We both win. Full disclosure, it's fantastic. And just again, reiterating that these are the top 20 tokens that I feel are my top 20 for this bull run. And I certainly am going to not ever tell anybody to certainly buy these or not. Full disclosure, I have all these tokens right now, and I'll be taking profits on the way up. And so I'll be selling. I'm not going to hold them forever. I'm going to take profits. So this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay, so let's jump into this. We're going to get into token number 7. I do want to quickly go back for each of these ones I did from last week. I did have on the list a potential top for each. So you can see with Sui that I'm looking for a potential top of 8 to 9. And with Casper, a possible potential top of 55 to 85 cents. And with Ton, it was kind of hidden down here, so maybe it didn't get to be seen, but I have a potential top of $33. It's around $6 for $6.40 something right now. So yeah, so the potential top there. That doesn't mean that it's going to get there. And certainly I'm a if this then that trader, so I certainly could possibly fidget with these entries here a little bit as we go. If something happens in the market, we have a major dump or some really bad news or some really good news, and the price either pumps or dumps, I'll certainly be updating these, and I'll update the community. I may actually add a live document that people can click on and keep an eye on it at any time. I'll just see how I go with that. But we're going to go to the next sector, which is AI. So coins. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are going to be AI tokens. And so I was first alerted to this coin. It was sitting at around $100 or whatever. I'm like, man, this is already run up. I'm late to the party. And then I kind of had to decide, as I've said in previous videos, if this is something that I really want to hold. And I thought to myself, I'm not sure. I need to deep dive into it. Well, while I'm deep diving into it, it goes up to about $200. So I'm good. Great. Okay. So maybe I should get in on this project. And then I decided, yeah, I'm going to get in on this project. I do want in on this project. Yes, it's already gone up another 100%. Yes, that was a bit silly of me. But I entered in around 200 to 230, and then this thing just rocketed up to over $700. And so, I could have done a 7x if I'd gone it at 100, and I ended up doing a 2.5, 3x or whatever that was. So, okay, so Tau. So Tau, Potenza Tau, is a play in the AI sector. And again, I'm not going to deep dive into it. I like the tech, I like the community, and I do like the tokenomics, because even though the tokenomics, the fully diluted valuation here for Tau isn't, it's not all the coins are in circulation, which is usually a little bit of a caution for me. This works a little bit like Bitcoin. They have their release, token release. So they only have 21 million tokens. You can see that the max supply and total supply is 21 million, and the circulating supply is only 6,828,000 1,600, around 600. So you can see that they are slowly releasing tokens into the ecosystem like Bitcoin. I don't have a problem with that. The supply is so limited, 21 million, and I have some of that. So you can see it's sitting at 427. What's a good entry for this? Well, the aggressive entry is going to be 400 to 420, or the current price, which is in this range right now. Again, if I didn't have any Tau, look, my potential top is 2,800. Will it get there? Will it only get to 1,000? Then it's just going to kind of do double from here. I don't know. My gut feeling is that, again, there's not financial advice. My gut feeling is that it is going to at least do another 5x from here, maybe 7x from here, and get to that 2,000 to 2,800 mark. We'll see what happens with this play. So that's an aggressive entry. And again, the aggressive entry means that if I had $1,000 to spend, or $10,000 of this, I might just buy a fifth or 20% of my buy at this aggressive entry, just so I had a position. You have to ask yourself, do I want to be in this token? My answer is yes. So if this is the price that it's at, I would take a small portion of my budget for Tau and I would buy at this price. And that's just me, and that's how I trade. And you might trade a little bit different. And hopefully you're just learning and being educated and entertained by this stuff, because this is not financial advice. But we are going to revisit this video, I think, probably at the end of the bull run when we have a market top, and we'll revisit some of these entries and price predictions and what could have been made. Certainly in the next bull run, I'm going to certainly will want to make a video a lot earlier, because I did get into Tau at around the $200 mark, and it already went up to 700. Now it's back in the 400s. And I did get into Sui at around the 60-cent mark, and it went up to $2.10. Now it's back to just over $1. And so there's some interesting things with that in regards to when you have your entry. And this is important to note, that we're kind of maybe halfway through, or more than halfway through, this bull run. And so if you've joined it late and you don't have a lot of these tokens, your upside may not be as high as your upside is definitely not going to be as high as those who bought a lot lower. My upside on Tau is not as good as those who bought it at 100 or at $50 or at $40, because I got it at 200, but I still could make 7x, 700% from this if we do get to that potential top there. And that's a big if. So if this, then that. We'll see. And so there's with Tau. Only 21 million tokens will ever be available for this. And it's an AI play. I do like the technology, the community, and I do like the tokenomics. I do like that there is a limited supply. That does mean greater potential for price appreciation. Okay, and so the next one on the list is Render. And Render, again, I got in around the $1 mark. I still think there's a potential top of 40 to 50. Where are we sitting with at Render right now? Let's just check the Render chart over here. I'm just going to quickly have a look. I think it was around the $10. Are we sitting around? Yeah, sitting right around the $10 mark. And so right now, the aggressive entry is going to be pretty much about right where it is now, the $9.95, $10 mark. The 50-day moving average is currently down around $9.32. So I have an entry, at 945 to 960. There is definitely some buy orders in there around that pricing. So anywhere from about $9.30 up to about that $9.60 price could be a decent entry. It just may not get in there, and the 50-day moving average is something that is going up. Well, or going down, but if price is going up, it's going to go up. So it's moving. It's a moving average. Okay, that should give us a clue, right? Get a clue. It's a moving average, and it's a moving average that I keep an eye on, and quite often can be support in a bull market. Whereas if you're in a bear market, generally you're going to be under that. Okay, and so so I mean so that's why I kind of didn't put the $9.30 price on there, unless we had a sharp drop to that. But I think even if you got in at $9.45, 15. I always look at it this way. Look, if something goes to $40, does it really matter to me personally if I get it at $9.30 or at $9.45? So that's the question that I ask myself. Okay, so Render entries there at $9.95. That's an aggressive entry. And then you got $9 kind of 45, $9.30 to $9.60. And then you got $7 to $7.30, $5.80, $6 and $4.50 and $3.75 if we get down there that low. Again, I scale in and I scale out of position. So this is me scaling into a position. This is how I would scale into a position. Again, Render has had a huge run up. Is it something that you want to get into? You have to ask yourself that question. I can't advise you that. I'm not a financial advisor. So you just have to figure that out. But if this was a coin for me that I felt I still wanted to get in, and I feel that it could go all the way, and especially with its partnership with NVIDIA, it certainly had huge price appreciation on the back of that. Does it have some more legs in it? We will see. This is certainly one that I'm not accumulating trading. I'm just taking profits on the way up. I want to have full disclosure with that. If we did get down to those lower prices of around $4.50, that's an area of interest that I would possibly accumulate some and change my strategy. So I'm always open like that. If this, then that. If Render was to get down to $4.50, $3.75, that would be some big drop. And then I might accumulate some in that area of interest in small position. But it really depends when it gets there and how that happens. Is that, you don't want to be buying on the way down when the market drops. Most altcoins went from had 95 to 99% drops, and you don't want to be buying. It's only down 70%. Then all of a sudden it's down to $1 or 70 cents, and you're $4.50 and $3.75 don't look so good no more. So please keep in mind with all of these entries, they are entries contingent that we still are in a confirmed bull market, or what I would consider as a bull market, or that we're not nearing the end of a bull market. And this is very important to note as well. If I felt that we were getting nearer to the end of a bull market, I'm not going to have an entry at $4.50. These are entries based on today and the next foreseeable future. This may only remain relevant for another few weeks. And if the market just takes off and Render goes to $20, then these entries are out the door for me. I would possibly have different entries or no entries. I'm saying, okay, great. I just took some more profit. Now I'm just going to take profit on the way up, and it's just not worth it. If we get to $30 here, why am I going to want entries on this if I only think it's going to 40 or 50? The upside is very limited. So you need to make sure that we understand this and understand the strategy. You don't want to be, trying to catch a falling knife, as they say in the markets, where you're trying to buy tokens and coins that are just clearly on the way down, and the market is dropping and crashing, and therefore it's not a good investment or not a good buy. Okay, and so the last one here is EOS, and this one also has the NVIDIA, and this one has kind of had a little bit of a pump because that, not as much as Render. I'm not sure that this coin is as well known as Render, so it kind of had a spike up there to what did it spike up to? About 95 cents, and it's dropped back to 83 cents. This is certainly an interesting one here. I hold EOS. I obviously got it a lot cheaper than what it is now. And aggressive entry is probably going to be pretty much at what it's at around about now, which is about 83 cents. And so because it did shoot up and has had a bit of a pullback, it did reach all the way up to $1.06, and so it's not down hugely from that high mark that it made back in 26 or around the 26th of March, so around about 2 months ago. Okay, so when looking at this token here, again, I like the tokenomics. Let's look at the tokenomics. I like the community and the utility, I meant to say, and then let's look at the tokenomics of EOS here. It's a la-di-da. It looks pretty good. Yep. You got one. It's one. I don't know about this max supply here being infinity. You would have to look into that with coins. You don't want where they can just add to the supply. You really do want a fixed supply. But all the total supply, which is just over 1 billion tokens there, is the same as the circulating supply. So that's great. Okay, so let's close out this video with EOS. So we've got buys at 75 to 79, 55 to 60, 30 to 35, aggressive entry at 83, potential top only a 3 to 5x now. Pretty conservative on this one. So I would say with EOS, but that's more than your bank's giving you, 300%. But of course, you're your money probably isn't at risk like it is at crypto, as long as you're under the federal insured limit. So look, this is my three for today. These are my three tokens: Tau, Render, and AOS. These are tokens 7, 8, and 9. These are my AI plays. I have some other AI tokens, and I will do other videos. I do plan on having an AI video where we can kind of break down into some of these a little bit more about what technology and partnerships and how that actually works a little bit more. But you can also do your own research. You have Google, you have all the same tools that I have, or you should, or I hope that you do. And then also, when you look at the situation, there are some other AI plays that I am invested in, a few others. So I will want to share those at some point, so we can do a little bit more of a deep dive on that. So far we have 9, and these 9 coins, by the way, I've given them not in any particular order of my holdings. I haven't ranked them 1 to 20. If I'm asked to do that, maybe if someone asks me and says, please rank them 1 to 20, I might possibly do that. I can give you a bit of a hint that Solana is at the number 1 spot. So that's definitely my number 1 play. It was my number 1 play last bull run. It's my number 1 play this bull run, particularly when I got to pick it up again at $12 and $15 and it appreciated up to 210. So yeah, I still think it's undervalued when you think Ethereum is closing in on $4,000, and it's the tech is not as strong as far as speed and gas fees. You know, the savings that you make in trading tokens using the Solana blockchain and the speed of which that happens certainly gives an advantage over Ethereum. There are some things that Ethereum has that it's stronger, but generally speaking, I think the gap in price is quite significant. I would definitely hope that Solana will hit at least $600 to $800 in this bull run. And if you want to know, that was one of my coins in my first video. I'm not giving any more away now. You'll have to go and watch those videos if you haven't seen them already. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I got a potential top there. Of course, I'll look at revising these targets as we go. Certainly, again, I would ask myself, is this a token that I want to be in? Is this something that I would want to get if I had none of it? The answer for me would, especially with the NVIDIA partnership, would most certainly be yes. And I would go in and, maybe put 20% of my budget. If I'm putting $500 on this token, I would throw personally $100 at 83 cents, $100 in the 75%, 76 cents, somewhere in there region to. I would throw $100 in the 55 to 60 cents, and maybe 100 or 200 into 30 and 35 cents. If we drop below there, again, I have to ask myself, are we still in a bull market? Where are we at the cycle? And this is what is really important to understand with, full disclosure, all of these prices from all 3 of these videos. It really depends where these are good. These are entries as of today. In a week's time, these entries may not be valid or good anymore. In a month's time, not sure. Definitely in 6 months' time, it's very unlikely that these entries will be valid. I'm giving them to today, that if we do have some kind of price depreciation or market pullback, and my general feeling, and this is why I've made these videos and I push them out, my general feeling is that we're more likely to see appreciation and have an alt season than not. Again, 70% to 30%, I think. I may change this, if this, then that. But right now, based on the markets, based on what I'm seeing in the markets and in the charts, my feeling is we're more likely to go up than go down. Of course, there's a chance that we do go down 30%, and this is why I trade, scaling into my entries, building a position, and I don't just go all in on one position. Sure, I could go all in at $500 at 83 cents. What happens if we drop down to 60 cents or 30 cents? I've got to wait a long time to be back at break even, let alone in profit. So that's how I personally trade. This is not a financial advice. You can trade how you need to trade and how you feel best fit. And certainly, stay safe out there in these markets. They're very volatile. And happy trading. And we'll see you in video number 4, where I will be revealing tokens 10, 11, and 12. So stay tuned, and that'll be available soon.